Are Hobgoblin archers any good in patch 6.1.2? It's not that they've changed like Cutthroats did recently, but have you noticed me sneaking them into my unit-focused videos lately? It's partly because they actually fire arrows, therefore they fire over the front lines, not through them, ouch, or twiddle their thumbs, also ouch. None of that. It's also partly because, while the least of your missile infantry options, they are legitimate damage dealers of utility with a wide array of army compositions, and in fact it's going to be hard doing the army comp videos you keep asking for without it. I'm listening, hopefully soon. Anyway, the video. Recruit for 500 gold and 125 upkeep, hardly unreasonable amounts. On Ultra you get 120 entities, which is high for most missile units, and 6,960 health between them. Goblin archers were 6120 at 120 entities for comparison. Armor is 25, leadership is a shaky 40, speed 35 and charge speed 41, actually 0 faster or slower than the melee infantry hobgoblins. Melee attack begins at 18, with attack interval 4, no splash damage. This is meant as a pure missile unit. Having said that, melee defense 24 isn't even that bad. Weapon strength 28 means that if they do connect, base 21 and armor piercing 7 aren't that rough. Charge bonus is 10, which is high for a missile unit, and mass is 90. For ranged, ammunition begins at 24, 2 better than the running joke of all Cathay units having 22. Range of 140 is very decent. Missile damage is officially 13 and flaming attack. Each arrow is base 11 and armor piercing 2, so you math whizzes probably predicted a reload time of 10. Total accuracy begins at 20, calibration distance is 100, calibration area is 3.5 meters, honestly they're as straight down the middle as you could get for those, and I do not mean that in a bad way. Now, the unit can hide in forest, benefits from a line authority so plus 8 leadership around units with utter and complete contempt for them. Yeah, they really am like that. Also, they benefit from the Backstabber passive, which is plus 30% base damage to both weapon strength and... Wait, this buffs their arrow strength? And it's a full-time missile unit? This buff lasts until it's below 50% HP, but a missile unit can be protected and can last a lot longer above that level than a frontline Cutthroat unit in a lot of cases. So isn't that like 30% free base damage for a lot of the fight? Yes it is, and that's a big part of why this unit matters, albeit mainly for chaff extermination. In the Redline skills, this is one of only 2 units that are the exceptions proving the rule, lining up with firing drills, at 3 pips providing plus 20% ammunition and plus 12% missile strength, just like it does for blunderbusses. We're back to usual with Lucky Lackeys, granting Rec 7-1 speed plus 10%, melee attack plus 5, missile strength plus 12%, and ward save 10%, which is all kinds of awesome here. In the tech tree, it doesn't look like Stronghold Syndrome applies, so it's just Hobgoblin Quartermasters offering plus 50% XP gain from battle, plus 6 leadership, and plus 4 melee defense, which isn't exactly bad. So how do we use the Hobgoblin Archers? The blunt truth is that the lack of a unit cap means you can and will spam these as the missile backbone of your cheapo armies, perhaps even Gordu's legendary hero Hobgoblin stacks. You may be forced to rely on these guys as your primary source of ranged damage in various battles. This is far from the ideal, and you want at least one curveball, like a piece of artillery, to take killing pressure off of them. But if you can keep the enemy away from your backline, they have enough ammo to stay late in the fight and rack up some damage. They are shockingly reliable as long as what you want to rely on them for is base damage. For armor piercing, you need something else, really. And for mass armor piercing, you really need something else. If that's what you need to win the battle and you don't have it, archers will probably not win. That's the simple truth, and you should work around it. Now, short of that, for all their relative squishiness, that's a lot of entities firing some very decent arrows, and the accuracy isn't even that horrible. If there's one thing I really must point out, it's this, and in my script this is in all caps. The fact that this unit, unlike your melee Hobgoblin units, uses flaming arrows means it is part of your synergy with Flammable and Kindle Flame, and both combined would boost their damage by a full 40%, even the AP part. So yeah, if you're being serious, bring at least one magic caster able to inflict one of the two, or both. Stuff like that. It helps. Take care, and have fun raining cats, dogs, and flames.